ahead and use my Formula 1006 Daily Shield Vitamin C Broad Spectrum SPF 20 Moisturizer. Now I am going to go on top of that with some of the Nude Glow Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer from Milani. This is in the shade Nude Glow 01. So what I want to do today is give a second chance to a foundation that I tried. Wow, I have not used this in a while, and it says I'm not going to work for you today. So what I want to do is give a second chance to this AOA Studio ProWear Full Coverage Foundation. If you haven't seen the video where I initially tried that, I will link it for you up here. And I was kind of thinking about how I have all of these first impressions, but then once you try it the first time, a lot of times on YouTube, you don't really hear much about a product after the first initial application. And, you know, so much can vary. It can depend on the primer that you used, how, you know, just so many different factors. And I thought, okay, let's go in today, try a different base, and see if that helps this product any. Let me grab a makeup wipe. Because the last time I tried it, I used all the products from the AOA haul that I did. And I was like, well, you know, maybe if I try it with different products, try to do a more moisturizing base, maybe that would help the foundation to not look so dry on me. Now, granted, it is I think, more of a mattifying foundation. It is, it is full coverage. And they do have another foundation in the same tube, but with a black cap. And I believe that is more of a satin finish foundation, which I did not know at the time when I originally purchased these products. So again, that's why we're just going to take a second look and see if we still feel the same, or if the products underneath really do change how the foundation looks and wears throughout the day. So while that's kind of taking a moment, I am going to go ahead and do brows. I want to grab this out. This is my Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Gel Mascara. Now this is in the shade Soft Brown. I believe the last time I used this, I did mention that I wish I had purchased this in blonde, because I love the applicator, especially like in comparison to the L'Oreal type thing that's the same, you know what I'm talking about. I like this applicator a lot better. I just think that this dark brown is obviously, or excuse me, soft brown. Yeah, it's too dark for me. And so, even though it's too dark, I still like to use it because I do like the way that it applies the product. So, if I ever get some coupons, I may go back and repurchase this in the correct shade. But I thought, you know, let's give it another try today. I actually couldn't find this for a while. I kept looking and looking, and I'm like, where did that go? Because I would see posts for it, or it pop up in ads, and I'm like, yeah, I want to use it. And somehow the other day I found it. I think when I was like cleaning out this area, I ended up finding it. So I was like, pull that out and let's give it a try today. Okay, let me pull you down just a smidge. Alright, so I think the fact that it's called Brow Fast Sculpt is a really good name for this product, because it is quick in application. Like I said, the only issue I have with it is the shade, and that was my fault for picking up the wrong one. I mean, it just was like, dry, done, quick. I like this. I really, really like this product. I definitely think I'll be picking it up in the correct shade. So now I'm going to go in and spray my face with a Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but on Instagram, they actually posted that they have an extended size of this that is available on Amazon. Did I already add it to my cart? So, anyway, I'm going to let that kind of soak in. Again, I'm really trying to hydrate my base before putting that foundation on. So what I want to do now is create a very quick and simple look with this quad from e.l.f. This is their bite-size eyeshadow quad in cream and sugar. We're just going to go ahead and go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, contour concealer in the shade Alabaster to prime my eyes. Just a quick little chit chat here. As you can see, my hair, if you haven't watched my original video where I dyed my hair using Overtone, I'll leave that for you up here, as well as the 1 month update. video. So I was messaging my beautician and I was like, okay, I need to come in, my hair needs trimmed up, I need you to fix my bangs that I attempted to cut myself during quarantine. And I told her, you know, I want to dye my hair. And I sent her 2 options. And it's funny because they were technically based off of Barbie dolls that I seen. But I really like the colors of their hair. Because somebody like went back in. It was one of those videos where like somebody went in, dyed the Barbie doll's hair and fixed it and everything and made it look more up to date. So I sent her 2 pictures. One was blonde and then one was more coppery orangey ginger. So I sent them to her and she's like, you know, blonde's always been your color. I'm afraid if we go the gingery red, it's going to wash you out. And so I was like, okay, fine. So we're going blonde. Blonde, blonde, blonde is the hope. So I've been trying to get this overtone out of my hair, which it looks a lot more bright on camera than it is in real life. My roots are definitely starting to come back a little bit more natural. But what I want to do is I keep washing this with Dawn to try to get the color out so that in July I can go and get my hair cut and just be happy. I'm just going to be happy. I'm ready. My hair needs cut. I'm not cutting the length very much though because I am liking being able to put it up in a bun or a pigtail. This stage in my life right now, I need that. I need to be able to out the door. And when my hair was short, that just was not the case. I couldn't make my hair look nice that fast. I'm setting my eyes with this shade right here. Yeah, I couldn't do it when my hair was short. Like, it either had to be all curled or all straight. There was no in-between style that I could ever really make work for me. And so having this longer length of hair, I can throw it all up in a pigtail, I can braid the front up, I can throw it up in a bun, I can throw it up in a half bun, half down, and then curl. Like, it's just so much more versatile than I ever thought. I figured short hair would be more versatile. I gotta turn my fan, hold on, I'm hot. For that reason, I am not going to cut the length. I just needed to trim it up, dye it, trim it up, and fix my bangs, which is why they're pinned back, because I'm not a beautician and I tried to cut them and don't do it. Okay, so now that I've set my eyes with that color, I am going to go in with this shade right here, and I am going to put that into the crease. Yes, it's a shimmer shade. I don't know. I really don't care. We're just going to do it because I just want to use... Oh, actually, I'm going to tap into my bronzer that I'm going to show you here in a minute and use that as my transition shade. And just quickly, I am seriously doing a very, very quick eye look here. Alrighty, so now that that shade is blended, I'm going to go in with this dark brown shade and just pat that in to the outer V. Yeah, let's go with this brush. Now, these have a lot of kickback and a lot of pigment, so be forewarned, like tap off your excess. I'm just going in and stamping that color into this outer portion of my eye rather than buffing or blending or swiping it on. Tapping off all that excess, and stamping it where I want the color. Alright, so then I'm going to go back in with that shade that we used to set. Oh, let me find a brush here. Yeah, this one will work. I'm using my color switch here. I'm going to tap back into that first shade and just buff over the edge just to blend it out. Alright, for some reason this side is not wanting to cooperate with me, and that is always the case. Always. That's always the side that I have issues with. Okay, we're just going to stop there. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So now I am going to take this shade on a flat shader brush. I am going to wet it with some of my AOA Studio primer spray. Again, this primer spray I do not recommend for your face, but it is great for shadow. And I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. All right, and then I'm going to take a brush. I'm going to tap into this shade and use that as my brow highlight and my inner corner highlight. Okay, that shade probably even could have been dampened because there is quite a bit of fallout. So let's give that a try on this eye. Now what I want to do is take a little bit of that dark shade and actually use that as my eyeliner. All right, I really like the effect that gives me. However, I think I grabbed the wrong brush. Yeah, I grabbed this smudger brush and I meant to go in with this eyeliner brush. Can you see the difference? I don't know if you can see, like, this one is a lot thicker. Yeah, there, you can kind of see it there. Like, I should have gone in with this flatter brush. But anyway, it still looks okay. Let me see if I can touch it up a little bit. All right, that's better. Okay. And swipe. So now what I'm going to do is go in with some mascara, and I just grabbed out my Covergirl Exhibitionist. Whew, having a hard time today. Covergirl Exhibitionist waterproof mascara. I just haven't used this in a while, and I thought I'd grab it out and give it a go. It doesn't, I mean, it's not a bad mascara by any means. It just doesn't wow me. Like, honestly, I think some of the best mascaras I've ever used, I got mascara on my inner corner. Some of the best mascaras I have used have come from Essence. And they're like $5 and under. Whereas I don't know the exact price of this one, but I know that it's definitely more than that. And so if I can get the same effect for cheaper, I'm going to go for the same effect for a cheaper price. Now, the star of the show, we're going to go in with the foundation. I also am going to I'm going to wet my sponge with some of this fixing spray, the Dewy fixing spray, not the spray from AOA. Please do not use this primer spray on your face. You will not be happy, I don't think. It was not, at least for me, it was not a good experience. All right, so I have two shades. I have the shade Porcelain and the shade Ivory. Porcelain is definitely the lighter shade. So I'm going to take a little too much of that foundation, and I'm going to add just a pinch of this, the Ivory, because it is a bit more yellow, whereas the Porcelain is a bit more pink. So I'm just going to mix those together, put this on my face, and blend it out and hope that our more moisturized base will help this foundation. I'm gonna have to be honest. The first time I used this foundation, I felt like I was having a hard time blending it out. I chalked it up to the primer spray as well as the primer. And I have to be honest, I'm having a little bit of the same issues again. It looks horrible on my chin. It is like wanting to cling right here. It looks very rough in my dimple lines. It looks horrible on my nose. That's a second strike against this foundation. I'm not going to toss it yet. I will try it one more time. I like to give 3 strikes and you're out. So at this point in time, not looking hot. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go with some hydratouch primer under my eyes. And then we're going to go in with some concealer. Just tap that in. Let that dry for just a second. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and throw on my lips real quick while I'm waiting for that to dry down. I'm going in with my LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Bear. And then I'm just going to go over top of that with some of this Sephora Gel Gloss Ultra Brilliant Ultra Shine Lip Gel. In the shade In1 Perfect Nude. If I can open this. I got this, I don't even know, a long time ago in an Ipsy bag. When I did Ipsy for like 2 minutes. It is pretty. There. I just needed something on these lips. Alright, going back in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. I'm going to let that sit for a minute and just build up some coverage, hopefully. And while that's doing that, let me grab my powder. That was very southern. My powder. Let me grab my powder. I'm just going to go in with my Wet n Wild Photofocus Translucent powder. Go ahead and start setting this a little bit. Because even though it's matte, it does feel a little bit tacky. So I'm going to go ahead and set where I'm going to apply the rest of my products. Alright, let's go ahead and blend that out before I finish setting up on my cheeks. Alrighty, set. So for bronzer, I did pull out my AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Press Powder. This is in the shade Almond, and this is just a pressed powder. This on their site is not designated a bronzer. When I was looking at their site, I believe I've explained this before in that video, their bronzers, the majority of them looked very shimmery, and I wanted something matte. And so when I was looking at the pressed powders, I seen this and I was like, all right, let's give that a try. So it does have quite a bit of kickback, so just be careful of that. But it is a really pretty color. I feel like they even had darker colors, so if you are of a darker skin tone than Casper, you might be able to find something that will work for you. Alrighty, that's really pretty. I think that's a fabulous bronzer for $1. I mean, I do. I think that's a really good product from their AOA line. Okay, so now for blush, I wanted to dip back in to this Profussion Blush 1 palette. If you haven't seen where I initially tried this, I'll link it for you up here. So I think today, I think I want to go really pink. I think I want to go in with this shade right here, this shade Blossom. Let me switch this brush real quick. Oh, that's pretty. That's a very pretty flush of pink. I like it. That is very doll baby, and I got a little too much on that side. That's very doll baby pink. Yes, it is. Where's that brush at? Where did my brush? Why is everything disappearing on me? Let's try to buff that out just a little bit. That is doll baby pink, and that is beautiful. That's beautiful. Alrighty. This is good. This is under $5. There's like 4 something for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blushes and a highlight. I think that's intended as a blush, but honestly, you could use that as a highlight. So do what you will. They're all blushes, but you could totally use 1 or 2 of those as a highlight. Alright, so now I'm going in. This is the second try for this, actually. The Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter in the shade 201 Daybreak. I like it. It kind of looks like dragon scales. It's really neat. So let's dip into this and see what happens. Oh yeah, that's pretty. They also had, excuse me, the Prismatic bronzers, which I have not tried. I don't know, it just didn't really look appealing to me, I guess. I'm going to take a little bit of this highlighter and pop that back into my inner corner because I kind of washed the other one out when I did my concealer. That's pretty. I like that. That's a good combo, actually, because a lot of these blushes have a little bit of that gold undertone, like these 3 have a little bit of gold, and so then that on top looks really pretty. All right. Where are we done? I did my eyebrows. I already did my lips. Alright, so let's set it with some more of this Dewy Glow Fixing Spray, trying to avoid my mascara. Okay, let me clean up this mess and then we will chat about this look. Okay, so here's the final look. I am actually really enjoying everything except the foundation. Like, it already looks really bad in my dimple. My chin still looks awful. It really didn't even deposit onto my, like, this area. My nose already looks incredibly patchy, and I haven't even got up yet. It's very much falling into these two lines. So, I don't know. I don't even know if this is one that I need to give it a third try to, but I will. This one with the pink cap, for me and my dry skin, is not the winner. Let's see what else. This Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter is very pretty. And I know that they have another shade that's a little bit deeper. But that is, I don't know, can you see it? There we go. That is really pretty. It's very kind of wet looking. This blush palette is the bomb. Like, and they have another one called the Blush 2 palette that has deeper shades than this. I know on camera these look deep, but in person they're not quite as deep. But there is a Blush 2 palette with deeper shades. Beautiful. Whoop, I'm making a mess. This little quad from e.l.f. They have a bunch of other different shades. I actually also have the one in Sugar and Spice, if I'm not mistaken. And I really do like these. I think that this with a bronzer is a very, very quick eye look. Very cute, very simple, but put together looking. This AOA powder as a bronzer in the shade Almond, it works fabulously, and it's $1. I mean, I have other bronzers that cost more than that, and I'm not a fan of as much as this one. This lip gloss, it is pretty. Do I think it's anything special? No, I think you get something like this from the drugstore. This Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Mascara Gel, winner. For a very quick application, I think that this is something worth looking into. Just make sure you, I mean, the shade doesn't look horrible, but I would prefer a lighter shade. And the mascara, it's good. It doesn't like wow me, excite me. I think I could get the same effect for a cheaper price. So other than that though, I mean, it's not bad. If I sit here, it's not bad. If I'm here, it's bad. So, good thing we're still in quarantine, and the only one that's close to me is my kids and my husband. They don't really care. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.